Hello, everyone. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Doubted. My name's Christian Montuano, and if you're returning, welcome back. Today, you're in for a great conversation with Rowan Phillips. He's class of 2028, plays for Archbishop Wood High School, and also team final EYBL. Having a great summer out there on the EYBL circuit. Going to be great to talk with him, get to know more about his journey and just how he got to where he is today, and also what he's looking to do in the future because he's going to be going into his sophomore year, so still a lot of basketball ahead of him. So again, excited to hear what he has to say and what his plans are for the future. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Doubted. Again, my name's Christian Montuano, and today I'm here with Rowan Phillips. Rowan, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Ron, tell everyone where you're from, what class you're in, your high school, and then where you play your AAU basketball.
I'm Rowan Phillips. I'm class of 2028, and I go to Archbishop Wood.
And then team final,
Yeah, team final. I played team
EYBL.
final.
Ron, tell everybody just kind of how you started in the game of basketball and really what made you fall in love with the game, would you say?
I'd say definitely my dad got me into basketball. I was a football dude at first, and my dad was cool with that. You know, he let me play football. And then I kind of started leaning over to basketball around like fifth grade, sixth grade, and ever since then I just started playing.
Yeah. What position were you in football?
I was running back and wide receiver.
I could see wide receiver for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Was that like just those Pop Warner days?
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Like nothing crazy. Like
Awesome. And then yeah, what would you say was the moment, or is there a specific moment that you remember where you're like, all right, I'm a lock in on basketball now?
I'd say probably in like sixth grade, I played a game. Like I was always like okay at basketball when I was younger, but I played a game and then I realized I could be like really good at it. And so from there, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna start taking basketball more serious.
And just early on, you said your dad got you into the game. Was there any NBA player or college player that you remember watching or you looked up to growing up?
I definitely like watching Imani Bates a lot, just because I like the way he played and height and
Yeah.
skill. I liked him a lot. Yeah,
He was awesome. I went to school over in Michigan, so I would hear about just
yeah,
like kind of those days in high school. I mean, he was different,
yeah.
different. And he also played for team final too. His last year played a couple sessions with them. Were you kind of around for that, or did you hear about that when you were?
Yeah, I was. I would never. I didn't play for Team Final at the time, but I definitely knew about it, and I watched that team and just how good they were.
Yeah. Okay. And then so middle school said sixth grade was when you realized like you were pretty good at basketball and you could do something with it. Was that also a time where you say you got in the gym a lot and started working on your craft a lot more?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely started working out a lot more in middle school just because I realized I could be good. You know, I would have a practice in New Jersey with Team DPS every Saturday. Just be in the gym with my coaches, my dad, all the time, a
Yeah.
lot for sure.
Yeah. So team DPS, Coach Spross.
Yeah,
That's my guy.
yeah,
What man, that guy's a character. He's a
yeah, he
really
is.
funny guy. Just what kind of, and he's also a very passionate coach. See
Yeah,
him on the sideline, he's really getting you hyped up. You could tell he cares a lot about his players and his kids and just really helping them be the best that they can be. So, just kind of talk a bit about maybe just what he was like as a coach and just all around like DPS, that program, how they really developed you and helped you get to where you are now at team final.
yeah, yeah. That's my guy, Coach Sprouse. Definitely that helped me get better a lot, you know, because I was on the B team for Team DPS my first year, and we practiced against the A team a lot. And just practicing with those guys at that level for the whole summer and winter definitely got me a lot better. Coach Sprouse helped me a lot with that too, playing me on the team and just like telling me what more stuff to do about basketball for sure.
Yeah. And then could you remind me what grade that was again?
That was my eighth grade, no, my seventh grade year, I think.
Seventh grade, yeah. So
Yeah.
then eighth grade, you went over to team final, played junior EYBL with them. Would you say there was because the main hoops events that I would watch you at, DPS was always in those events too. But would you say there was a difference in like teams you guys were facing, or just was there a difference like playing just junior EYBL team final like that stage, would you say?
Yeah, I definitely say it would be. Mid hoops, you know, there were definitely good teams, you know, some junior EYBL teams, EYBL teams and
Yeah,
that.
right.
But I feel like junior EYBL was like more people were more athletic, taller, more physical and stuff like that. So yeah, I'd say there's more of a difference.
Yeah. Was there any matchup, like any team you guys would play in junior EYBL that was really exciting for you and that you really looked forward to?
I'd say playing New Heights and Team Durant, I like playing a lot. You know, New Heights was a good team
I
last
was
year.
I
Yeah,
was gonna guess New Heights. I
yeah,
remember.
everyone wanted to play New Heights.
Yeah, I remember there was one game I watched you guys play them over in Philly. It was
Yeah,
maybe one of the first junior EYBL sessions you guys
yeah,
played them. But yeah, that was a team for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. And then going through that junior EYBL season, capped it off going down to Augusta during Peach Jam time. What was that experience like for you? I'm sure you
Yeah.
you you were kind of tuned in with Peach Jam as a kid, and now like well, you were down there during that time. Just was that a surreal moment for you?
Yeah, it was definitely great. You know, as a kid, you always dreamed of being somewhere like that, Peach Jam, and just being there and seeing all like the NBA players, you know, top ranked players older than you. It was definitely a surreal moment for sure.
Were you able to go to any of the team final games?
Yeah, yeah. I watched my the 15s at that time play, and then the 17s I watched play a lot.
Okay. Okay. And then would you say that there was like what did you take away from that? Because that's a lot of learning. Like you not even starting high school yet, going there and seeing that stage, seeing how the guys played like older than you. Were you able to take anything away from that experience watching those older guys play?
Yeah, I definitely say I'd take away just how hard you would have to work, you know, because obviously those guys are tall, physical, you know, it's like the top ranked players in the country. To be able to compete with them, you got to stay in the gym, you know, like work on your game a lot. So that's probably what I took away from that.
Real quick, before we get back to the conversation, please scroll down and like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. We're going to be posting a full conversation each week with the next generation of basketball stars. So if you're a hoop junkie, it's definitely this is the place you want to be, place you want to tune into. So scroll down, like, subscribe, and appreciate your support. And now let's get back into the conversation. Walking away from that experience, I know watched you play over at Philly Live with Archbishop Wood during just I think it was the month of June because you have
Yeah,
AAU kind of April, May, and then June is when you kind of do like summer league for high school a little bit, and then July is pretty much all AAU and camps just because
yeah,
of Peach Jam and all that. Played a little bit with your Archbishop Wood guys during the summer, but walking away from AAU and then stepping into high school ball, would you say that you were ready for that stage because you played against that top competition at junior EYBL?
yeah, definitely. I'd say it definitely got me ready for Philly Live, you know, just because even though it's eighth grade and junior IBL, kids are the size of how some high schoolers would be. And
Yeah.
so it definitely got me ready. I felt really comfortable during Philly Live.
Yeah, I mean, the Philly Live, like that was super impressive. Just that event, from a talent standpoint. Like, of course, they're gonna have New Jersey teams, Philly teams. I believe there were a couple New York teams, maybe,
Yeah, yeah,
but I remember like the DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia, they had their own live period event going on
yeah,
down there, but there were a couple teams from that area that actually went to Philly live.
yeah, yeah,
I think Caden Lewis's squad was
yeah. They
over
were
there.
there.
Yeah, I don't think Caden played at that event, but I remember his team was there, and I think some other DMV teams as well. Just man, like that talent pool over there was insane.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Yeah. Was there any game specifically from that event that you remember?
I'd say probably playing against Virgin Catholic. We
Yup.
played against that team. They were a good team.
Yeah.
I think that's when I like. I think I played pretty good during that game, and it was just like I really realized I was in high school then. And I was gonna be doing this for the next couple of years.
Right. And then yeah, so start getting to Archbishop Wood and then regular season starting. It's your first year. Just what would you say were your biggest takeaways from your first year of high school basketball?
I definitely say like how different it is from just playing like AAU the whole your whole time. You know, for high school ball, you practice every day with the same dudes, the same team. So you get to know them a lot better. The games obviously are different. They're not really like AAU. People are at your games, locally.
Yeah,
And it just means more to probably the local people than AAU.
yeah. I bet the gym gets packed.
Yeah, yeah. Especially for the PCO finals, it gets crazy.
Yeah. What would you say was people will talk about like the things that went well, the successes and stuff, but is there something you look back on that was a challenge for you, and just how do you think, or how did you respond to that challenge?
It was definitely probably my injury. I was
Yeah.
injured for most of the season. I definitely say it helped me in the end, just because it helped me like see everything is not always going to be sunshine and rainbows, and that tough things do happen, injuries happen, and just helped me like persevere through that a lot and just figure out how to deal with it.
Yeah. How what was the recovery process like for that? Just was it more of a mental thing, would you say?
Yeah, definitely just knowing that, like trying to get back into mentally being healthy. I went to physical therapy for a little
Yeah.
bit for it, but just knowing that, like trying to find like your poise again, like confidence to play basketball, just not be scared of, oh, my legs hurt, I'm injured.
Right.
Probably that.
Yeah. So, walking away from that first year of high school ball, now you're playing EYBL, first year of EYBL 15U with team final. How was it getting back on the court after the injury? Did it take a little bit of an adjustment at first, or was it just kind of you jump on the court, it's just basketball at the end of the day?
I'd say definitely it was a little adjustment at first. Our first tournament team final, I was a little like, whoa, I'm playing basketball again. I was out there like
Yeah,
just playing. Like, I think the first game I almost fouled out just because I was so like not used to playing basketball again, but it was definitely
right.
exciting. Like I was really happy to be back for sure.
Absolutely. And then, yeah, man, we talked about just your experience junior EYBL and then going down to Peach Jam and watching those EYBL kids at that next level. Now you're there. You're playing 15U EYBL. And what do you say, like, just looking back on last summer, is it what you thought it would be?
Definitely, like at every game, there's always going to be a cameraman or a scout at your game. My junior EYBL, it was just like some games there'd be no one in the gym, no one there. But EYBL is definitely like everything's recorded, all your stats, everything you do is like being watched by people for sure.
Yeah. And so these last three sessions, if I'm correct, like I'm pretty sure all the first three sessions are kind of like back to back to back, right?
Yeah,
Almost.
yeah. The last two were, yeah.
Yeah, the last two I know for sure were back to back. Just man, that's a grind. Like, just talk a bit about that, just how that was like, maybe specifically these last two sessions where you went to, I think session two was Memphis.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so session two Memphis, and then you got what, like school during the week, and then
Yeah, and then
and
right
then you're
back.
going to
Yeah.
Kansas City. Like, just talk about that grind during that week. Like, how was that?
It was definitely new. I've never really like played that back to back like that, especially like getting off a plane, playing like 2 hours after that.
Yeah,
I actually liked it a lot though, because I love to play basketball. But it
right.
was definitely like sore on your body. You have to take care of your body when you're in the hotel. Just make sure you're treating yourself right and being able to play those many amount of games in that short amount of time for sure.
Yeah. I know. So, like, team final, I would see things that they would post just about that recovery side. Like, I don't know the guy's name, but I know that he would help the 17s with their recovery and just making sure that they were stretched, ready for the game and things like that. Just would you say that that is a big focus within the program, just making sure that you guys are healthy and ready to go?
Yeah, for sure. They're really like, I want to say strict on like taking care of your body. For every game, we do group stretches, anything to keep your body warm. Even in the hotel, they would make sure we're stretching, eating the right foods for sure.
Awesome. And Team Final, that's a program that I think when people think about EYBL, like, and just some of the some more successful programs and programs that have sent a lot of guys to the college pro level, Team Final, I believe, is one of those programs that you'll think of. What would you say? Like, what's the culture around Team Final? Like, you guys say Team Final fam. Like, whenever I watch you guys play, it really seems like you guys enjoy playing with one another. The coaches are super into it, super passionate. Just what would you say makes Team Final basketball what it is?
It's definitely at how close we are. I would say, some like teams will be divided, don't really like each other, but everyone from the 15U to the 7U team really likes each other and likes playing with each other. And
Hmm.
so I definitely think that's what helps us be a good team. Our coaches are very passionate and they want to be
Yeah.
there doing what they're doing. And so I'd probably say it's definitely that, just how close we are.
And I think if you look at some of the guys that have come through the program, a lot of them have been there for many years, like
Yeah,
since when you got involved, like middle school.
yeah.
Derek Lively, Jalen Duran also. Guys have stuck with that program for a while. Would you say that that's just a culture relationship thing?
Yeah, I'd definitely say it's like you're here, where you want to be, you were somewhere where you want to be. And
Yeah.
so it's just like that loyalty to it is definitely a thing. Yeah, I'd say
Yeah,
so.
for sure. And then, yeah, man. So this past session in Kansas City, you guys went 4-0. Talk about that session specifically. What was the squad's mindset heading into it?
Definitely just to go 4-0 again. We went 4-0 last session. So just to stay undefeated and play as hard and win as many games as we possible can. It was definitely some hard, tough game, like tougher games in the first session we played. We played
Yeah.
tougher teams, I'd say. We played EYBL, was an undefeated team.
Yep.
CP3 was a nice team too, and New York Lightning. It was definitely more like better teams than we played the first session.
For sure. ABLE, I know that they got a young squad, like some really good up and coming players.
Yeah,
And now walking away from that session and then like you said 4-0 over in Memphis as well, would you say that, like, are you guys really, what were those conversations like after going 4-0? Because people talk about they didn't have a good session, oh, you got to regroup, get your focus back, all that. But in my opinion, I think walking away 4-0 is almost as difficult because you could get so high that you underestimate teams in the futures. Just what would you say is the overall team mindset? What are the conversations like with your guys right now?
it's definitely to stay locked in. After every game, you act like you're 0-0. You play the same game every way. We scout our opponents a lot, so it's like respect your opponent and know what they're good
Right.
at and what they're capable at. So we never really try to go into a game like doubting the other team. We
Hmm.
actually try to praise them more just so we like take the game more serious for sure.
Yeah. And outside of AAU basketball, are there any camps, anything that outside of AAU ball that you're looking forward to this summer?
If I go to the hoop group camp, probably that. I like that camp a lot.
Awesome.
Next year I want to go to the top 100 camp for Nike, probably that too.
Yeah,
Just like
that'd be great.
Pangos, all those types of camp for sure. Yeah.
For sure. And then yeah, so you still got session 4 and then Peach Jam coming up this summer. Man, you got to be excited to get back down to Augusta again, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah. So last summer you're playing junior EYBL. Now you're gonna be in the I forget, Riverside Park
Yeah, the
at
main
an
course.
activity
Yeah.
center. I think that's the name of the facility. You're gonna be in there playing. Just what are you most looking forward to about that?
But just playing in the atmosphere of it, probably, last year we played in whole different like
Yeah.
facility than them. So I'd say probably playing the atmosphere of Peach Jam, just the people around there, coaches, all that for sure.
Yeah. So these past 3 sessions so far, like I said, you're still super early in your high school career, but just so far this summer, have there been any college programs that have come to any of your games or any programs that you've been in touch with?
Yeah, Notre Dame has been at a couple of my games. I saw FGCU, St. Joe's, Penn State. I've talked to Penn State. Yeah, I've seen a lot of more coaches at my game for sure. That's the great thing about EYBL. You see people who like you only like dream of seeing really. So yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
for sure. And while you're young, just like, and you are getting that attention, people come to your games, like that can be overwhelming for some kids. What would you say keeps you in the right state of mind just to focus on the present and keep doing your thing when you're out there on the court?
I definitely say just to try to act like they're not even there. Some people kids will like see a coach and be like, "Oh, I gotta show this coach something and something this." I'd say just act like they're not even there. Play like my game like I usually would.
Yeah.
Just stay locked in on the game, not really the coaches being there for sure.
Awesome. And yeah, man, so what would you say are since you're still super early in your high school career, what would you say are your goals right now? Short term, long term? What do you want to accomplish in your high school career, would you say?
I say definitely just get to college, be able to play in college and NBA long term. I say short term is definitely like take my whatever team I'm on the States and as much as I can, being 1,000 point scorer, like a
For
McDonald's All
sure.
American, Gatorade Player of the Year, all that for sure
All
is what I want to
those.
do.
Most definitely. And then yeah, want to cap off the episode with this question right here. Know a lot of kids watch this that are at the middle school level, early high school, but for those middle school kids specifically, you were just there. We're down at Peach Jam watching EYBL kids, like trying to make your name for yourself and just get better at each and every day. What's your advice to kids at that age, middle school level, that want to be playing EYBL one day?
I say definitely stay in the gym and keep your circle small for sure. Like surround yourself with people that have the same goal as you do, and just like staying in the gym is important, because you gotta get better every day almost, I'd say. And just staying in the gym helps you like, of course, get better and be that person that you want to be.
For sure.
For sure.
Awesome. Hey, Rowan, I appreciate you coming on, dude. I appreciate your time. Best of luck with EYBL and all the other things that you're going to have going on this summer, high school, summer league, and all that. I'm just best of luck going forward, bro. Appreciate your time coming on
Thank you.
here.
I appreciate you, bro.
No doubt.